Welcome to the Yoga Podcast, Keeping It Real, with your host, Claudia Azula Altucher.
This episode would not have been possible without my friend Julia. Julia is who was instrumental in this. Is an entrepreneur and is also a yoga teacher who owns her own yoga studio in New Mexico called Yoga with Julia. And she visited Mysore last December. And one day she sent me an email. So I have Julia here. Julia, you there?
Yes, I am.
Great. Welcome. And do you remember what you said in that email, sort of roughly? I know you just finished your practice, but...
Finishing my practice is a good time to ask me questions. I emailed Claudia saying that I was amazed by practicing with Saraswathi, and that being in her presence was like being in layer upon layer of treasure that takes years and years and years to develop, just like a yoga practice, and it can't be rushed. And I was just commenting to Claudia, and I said, I express this to Saraswathi. Can you think of anything? And that's when she suggested.
Right. I said, oh my God, I have Julia on the ground, who's my friend and who's really entrepreneurial. She's not going to be afraid to ask. Maybe we can do a podcast. And Julia was like, oh my God, yes, let's do it. And you, how was it? You just went to her and you asked her what happened?
It was totally divine, actually. I was leaving practice that morning, and she came out to the porch at the same time, literally. And so I said, we just started talking. We talked for about 10 minutes, and then I asked if I could interview her, and she said yes, absolutely.
So it was just like easy. She's totally unpretentious and no problem at all. And I think for a slight reschedule, it all happened pretty much as it was planned, right?
Oh, very, very much. Yeah, the only issue is internet, but welcome to India.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But this was your first visit to India, and you got to practice with her. And I remember you saying that in her presence, you felt like she emanated love, and it was you had an intense experience with her, right? Which I think many
very
people.
Much. Oh, very much. She has such a gentleness and a genuineness, and it's unpretentious and genuine. That's exactly what it is. And the love.
And I love the interview that you did, and it's hard to understand her sometimes. And I'm saying this, I have an accent, so I know, speaking English can be hard. But she's a person who's lived in India her whole life. She has a pretty decent English. But what I think what's surprising and what I wanted to highlight is how much of a pioneer this woman is, because she got divorced in India in the 70s.
Yeah.
Right? And I think sometimes we forget what a big deal it is today for a woman to be divorced in India. And not so long ago, women were like, if you left your husband in India, they would burn you. It was terrible. So I think she's an incredible pioneer. Not only that, but she came back home. She started her own yoga studio. And she kind of took charge of her life.
Yes. And that's, I think, a lot of what drew me so much and draws me so much to her, is that she's very true to herself and keeps saying it, but non-pretentious. She just, she's going to do what she's going to do. And she's very, she does it with a lot of integrity.
Right.
But it's, she doesn't care what people think. It's just, and you can even see that in her shala. She knows that some people don't understand some of what she tells them to do, and that's actually, I think, part of her methods.
Right.
Are you gonna respect me enough to just follow along until you understand why I'm asking you to do this? Do you see that my intentions for you are good, and that's why I want to do this? And I admire that tremendously in her. She's very groundbreaking. That theme came up several times in the interview, but also just in knowing her. Not just with the situation with her husband, but also with, she was the first to have both men and women in the same classroom together. There are lots of things. You'll see that she just, she she took the risk. She's a risk taker. That's what it is.
Yes, definitely a risk taker. She was also the first woman admitted to the Mysore College in India of Sanskrit, and she's been teaching for about 40 to 50 years. I mean, you can't quite tell from her bio. Like, she assisted with her father. He started teaching in a temple, but she has her own shala, like teaching from her own home since 1984. So that makes it 30 years of owning her own studio where people go to, which is amazing, really. Yes. Incredible. And Julia, so I'm incredibly grateful that you took the time. I found it very gracious how she invited you for coffee, and how after you finished the interview... Yeah. And after you finish the interview, she even goes on and keeps on giving wisdom, because I think one of the last questions you asked her was, what's some wisdom that she can give us? And she kept going and going and going in such a sweet and, like you say, unpretentious way.
I just wanted to thank you as well so much, Claudia. You are a wonderful person, and I'm so honored to be on your podcast.
Oh, thank you. Julia, if people want to find you or visit you in New Mexico, what is your website?
My website is yogabyjulia.com, and the studio is the same name. And I'm planning to open more studios in 2016, so hopefully you can find me elsewhere later.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. So we can find out all about that in yogabyjulia.com, yes. Right? Wonderful. Yes. Okay, so I think it's time to go into the interview. We're very grateful to you, Julia, and let's hear from Saraswathi and you.
So Saraswathi, we want to hear your story, and also some about your teaching philosophy, and some just about your immense wisdom. But the very first thing that we were wondering is, what does your name mean?
My name is Saraswathi Jois, or Saraswathi Jois. Or means Rangaswamy, my husband name. Then Saraswati, my name. Jois is my father's surname.
Does Saraswathi have a specific meaning?
Yeah, Saraswati is my God. Knowledge. Yeah, Saraswati is that is the very big knowledge god, female.
Wow, well that explains why you're so wise.
But olden days is keep like that, Saraswati, Lakshmi, like that. All god names keep the children's.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, now we know.
Now everything is changed. Nobody is like these names. Saraswati, Lakshmi, Savitri. My auntie, first auntie is Saraswati, Lakshmi. My mother, older sister is Parvati. Parvati is Ishwara's wife. But olden days, like the names, but they give the children's.
Well, you started practicing yoga at the age of 5, correct?
5, that is only playing, My father's standing in my father's hand and bending.
Oh, how cute.
But that is funny, that time,
Yes.
My grandmother always scolded with my father. Oh, one day the girl is died. My father liked to do like that, but it's playing, that's all.
Well, when did you say it became a passion for you? When did you get serious about it?
I started in 10 years.
When you were 10?
Yeah, I am 10. I'm seriously practicing 22, 26, 23 years.
Do you have any other childhood memories of yoga you'd like to share with us, or practicing in your father's shala?
Yeah, I was with my teacher, my father and me, before marriage. That time boys and girls is not together practice. In India very strict, not together. Ladies class different, gents class is different.
Was it as popular with women back then as it is now?
Well, women is, I think so, is nobody's teacher is this Ashtanga. I don't think so. Ladies is teaching. Which type, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But this Ashtanga, I am teaching. Mm-hmm. Maybe I am teaching, but I don't know who is teaching. Mm-hmm. I don't know the names. Mm-hmm. But still, practice with my father, then teaching with my father. He's helping my father. Mm-hmm. And that time my father is, I am upstairs, I is teaching ladies. The downstairs my father is teaching in the females. Gents is making part like that. So...
And at one point you decided to combine the men and the women together, didn't you?
No, I think he's before is it's my family, it's my father. No, you don't teach boys, only teaching in the ladies, only teaching in the Indian girls. But he's making so many times like that. But a few days, I'm thinking, it's okay, I'm teaching only ladies. So finally, I went to America one time. And the first time I went to America, but I'm not teaching, I stay home. So I do my kitchen work, this thing, that thing. Then second year, I'm thinking, why I'm not going to teach? I'm practicing so many years. My father gives so many good education from the yoga. So why should I am sitting? But I think he's a boys teaching with girls. Why should I am not giving the boys? Your heart, mind, everything is fine, no problem. But in India, it's very difficult. But you are talking with some boys or something is different to me. No, that is India nowadays also like that. But I'm thinking, so first actually is my stay with my father. Finally, after my marriage, there's so many difficulties, so many troubles, so many things. I have two children, So I think my husband is not helped me. He's not helped me. But he's always 6 months he's changed job also. So I can't take to my children. My father, my mother say all the time 6 months his husband is changing. What about your children's education, everything? Then you want to stay, your husband want to stay one place, then you go with your husband. So I think that is true, but my father-in-law's house is no good people's. So I'm thinking, yes, my husband is not doing anything. He don't care for the children, don't care for the wife. So what can I do? I want to do every day crying, so many days. But actually in India, after marriage, you can't stay long time in a parent's house. That is the rules. But what can I do? You want to husband side is very good, then I go husband side. But husband side is not so good. Then I thinking, my father says, nobody's give the money for you, nobody's taken care of you. Why should you stay there? You come stay with me. Your husband stay one place, then you go, no problem.
Your father invited you?
Support to me. That time I back to Sharat, 8 months pregnant, I come back to my father's house. So I didn't go 14 years. I stay with 14 years in my father's house. Then that time I need your money, I can't ask every time it's my father. So I thinking, what can I do? His two small children, I want to do something. It's my father and mother is supported lot of me. So I think I want to take other shala, my private shala. Is asking my father. But before he's not agree to me. So later he's telling, okay, go. Then I start in Mantikopal, there's temple. Here a big temple is there. I start there first. But my father said, no advertisement. No, I am teaching yoga, you come, no paper advertisement, nothing. 1 month, no student, nobody is coming to my class. Okay? Only I come in. First I take my cousin house, the small room. But nobody is coming to there. Then one of my friends, she say, this is not good place. You come, I show you this temple place. That is a very good people. She's give the place. So I go and met that people. So he says, very happy to do everything here. I like it. Then he say, give the place. But that is all chaudhary. Every time he is functions there. But I keep one room. But that is not good place actually. But starting one of my old student, my father old student, she's name is Sally Walker. She's an American lady. So many years stay with my family. So she still, I want to present for you. Then she say, give the advertisement from the Hindu paper, English paper. Okay. That day he is coming, 4 peoples. Come to the class. But very less money. Very less money. It's okay. I need some money. That's all.
Yeah.
That's why it's okay. I'll never mind like that. The next time is one of my doctor, my family doctor. He saved my son. Doctor is J.V. Narayan. So he is asking to my father, no, you don't want to go for this place, nobody is teaching there. You send Saraswati. He's so much pushing my father. So after my father, okay, then I come to start here. The doctor is 4 weeks in the Star of Mysore English paper. Is give the advertisement. Then starting Indian students.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, then starting 10 people like that. But what happened, that place is everyday function, the place. But I am very upset. Now starting, I go and asking that person, oh, it's always his function. I can't try teaching here. He give other room. So he says in the temple, the small place there, there is the bench, the chairs like that. So I said, oh, if you want, you can use this place. So I start there. But people is coming, starting people. The temple people is very jealous. There is one man is working the temple. He's study with my father. Oh, he said that time is 25 rupees is more. Okay. Oh, your father is take 3 rupees. You take 25 rupees. Why? He is asking. That time is 1 rupee is 10 kg rice is coming. Nowadays, not like that. So expenditures, everything is gone.
Oh, yes.
Then he's very, very jealous. Then when I am going into the shala, the starting making ladu or something, the sweets, his full room is occupied. Then I go again meet that person, director. So now want to do like that. Now he's starting coming to the student. I can't every day I want to telling you today not class, tomorrow is not class. You give other place or I search other places. But he gave other place. There is morning everything, he shaved the hairs, everything. That is in the rules in the temple. But evening nothing. Everything is clean. If you want, you can use there. So I start there. I start 11 years I am starting practice. That time 11 years I am teaching there. Then that also very jealous starting. People is coming, the Indian students, so many people is starting coming to the. He's starting again jealous. What he says, morning only doing shave everything. Now, evening nothing he says. But after when you start my class 4 o'clock, he's coming shaving, then putting the water.
And this is the people at the temple who are jealous?
Yeah, jealous. So one day, my mother always coming with me. Sometimes weekly once or 15 days once, monthly once is coming with me. They say, but actually that time I want to operation for a vasectomy operation. That I want to give 1 month holidays for the children. But same day is my mother come. He's writing with on the board. Oh, he's doing yoga. He's very troubled to other things. My mother says, this is last day for you. You don't come to here. I build this house. When you are practicing, I build that house. Okay?
Oh, the other shala?
Yeah, the shala.
Yeah.
But I'm staying 16 years there. My mother said, you have place, but then people wants to study with you. Anyway, you go anywhere, people is coming. You don't come to this here. He says, he put in the big carpet, my mother. So I'm starting, when I'm starting that peoples come to there, now also coming, you Indian peoples. 35, 40 years, he's now also coming, that peoples.
Wow.
Then I'm teaching there only. That's downstairs. Before, no upstairs. That is new, upstairs. You are practicing that. 6 years back, I built that place.
Oh.
But downstairs in the main house, I teaching there only.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, like where Jessie lives now? Where Jessie lives?
Jessica living, the same place, the hall.
Oh, I've been in there. I've seen your old shala.
16 years I'm staying there, 16 years teaching there only.
So how many years have you had your shala in total?
Maybe 43 years.
Wow.
42 years, definitely.
And how many students do you usually have at one time?
Yeah, where before? Before all Indian student, 10, 15, like that, 20, like that. So after starting, when I am going to back America, so I am telling my father, I know very well you're teaching so many things for me. why should you sitting me? I want to come with you, I help you. The next time, I go with my father in teaching. So all the time I go with my father. My mom passed, then travel with my father. So many years.
And did you always know you were going to teach, or did you, as you were growing up and you were helping your father?
Yeah, after helping my father. Then when I start my class, I teaching there. Then my mother passed. I leave that house. I come with my father. I want to look after my father. Then I thinking I come back to Lakshmipuram. So Lakshmipuram, I come to Lakshmipuram to teach here. Then I go back few months. Then later my father he take this house, the opposite house. First my daughter's marriage finished. Then I want to come back to my father's house. My mother and father making like that agreement. So I didn't go. Then after my mother thinking, oh, she's not coming, then he says he's take this opposite house.
Oh.
Okay, my mother is not coming. He's passed. So I went with my father 16 years. After I come back to this house, Lakshmipuram is leaving, then come back to this house. I start teaching in the upstairs. Few days. Then slowly I take Western student. People is asking to me, why you are not teaching Westerns? So I find.
So it was...
That I am not asking anybody. Why should do? I'm teaching for the Western student. Then starting.
Because it seems like most of your students now are Western students, aren't they?
Now is Indian less. The more Western student.
I see a lot. To me, it seems like there's a lot more Western students.
Yeah.
And you're famous in America.
So I starting like that, go journey my like that, you know. Then I have so many people against for me, so I don't care. I don't care. I need a job, I do it my job. I want to take my two children. So I don't care. So many India is gossip so much.
Oh.
Okay.
I think that's everywhere.
my husband is not responsibility for the children. He's coming yearly once or twice. He's coming 2 or 3 days, 1 week. That is go. No responsibility for the children. I have no money. I need your money. I want to take my children. But that time I don't care anybody.
Well, you can't care what people think, because especially when you're doing something innovative like you've done and nearly stepping out, if people get jealous, they talk. They talk. So, I don't know why. Well, I think that's a lot of what yoga is when you're living yoga in life, is it's keeping that focus no matter what people say, and you know where your heart is, so you just keep walking forward.
But you want to thinking all good things. You don't do bad things.
Exactly.
Ilva.
You can control what you think.
You want to control your mind. But nothing happened. Anybody is come standing to there. Not affection to me. But student, that's all.
So how long would you say you felt like people were talking bad about you or jealous of you? Has it been that way the whole time? Or
but actually what happened, more than my relatives, I leave my husband, but I stay in my father's house, then starting gossip. Why she is not going? How you? But India, you married, he is good or bad, you want to stay with husband. So husband, what he is doing 6 months, is I coming, he says, then go, then 1 month, 2 months, he's coming back to home. What can I do? I have 2 children.
You were in a very tough situation.
I thinking he's married. Oh, I don't want to ask anybody. He's telling anybody, I don't care. I want to do my job. My heart is good, I do it.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, that explains how you, at least partially explains how you have so much wisdom. There's so much, being in your presence, it's hard to describe. It's layers upon layers upon layers of treasures and wisdom and a life that, exactly what you just described, a life that's been lived where you keep your focus, keep moving forward no matter what people say or
sometimes think. My children is jealous. I want to talk somebody is very jealous. I say, no, not like that. I want to go correct way. Nobody is doing nothing for me.
Yeah, it does. It seems like you've been a pioneer. You've had to blaze a lot of roads on your own.
Yeah, I have so many things. No, I care anybody's. I'm sitting in house. I doing washing clothes and vessels cleaning, kitchen, all the children. That is my job.
Yeah.
But I do that job also. I start this job also.
So what was it that made you want to teach so much? Like, what is it inside that makes you love teaching so much?
That is that is my first life teaching.
Yeah.
I love to teaching. After my father, my mother passed, my father passed, my husband passed, so everybody passed. So I thinking, so this is the finish. You want to do something. I am died. You want to, Saraswati is here. She is teaching yoga. So people is thinking, you want to go that way. Then I love to yoga teaching.
So how do you keep up your energy teaching so many students all the time?
I don't know. Everybody is asking same question. That is, I think, my father energy. My father is 92 years. He's still teaching. That's my father.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, my father likes so much for me. So much, believe me. He's telling all the time, she is good teacher. She go with his class.
You are.
Yeah, it's my father always telling. Yeah. My father sick, the people, so many students come to with my father talking evening times. The times always is telling. So.
Well, part of what I see so much in you is that you are the definition of a yogi. And by that I mean not only have you done your own personal practice all this time, but you have that character that comes from living out yoga in all of your life. All of the 8 limbs of yoga.
All of my life yoga.
And I think
how many days I have 73 years old, how much energy for me, then I teaching yoga.
I think that's partially how you're able to keep your energy up is because you so genuinely love people. You so genuinely
I love my
students. To teach. Yes.
Immediately I go in there, but now I am sick, I come to Yogshala, I get energy more. I forget. I am fever, I am cough, I am forgetting.
I think it's because you're focusing so much on everyone else.
Yeah.
It's amazing. That's none of what you've described. It's all very difficult. Everything you've described takes a lot of.
That's why you do yoga. You are coming to control your mind, everything.
What you've described takes a lot of mind control.
But you want to practice yoga all the time. You can practice yoga. You think bad or good things. Now you want to concept from the yoga's teaching. You go, but you come. I want to become a teacher, yoga teacher. You take it out your mind. First, you can practice. His mind is coming control.
Yes.
Then you want to, I want to go competition. Yoga is not competition. But your body, your health, your mind, you want to practice yoga like that. You don't want to compete. Later, you are practicing, you do perfect asanas, everything you can do. So easily you go to take teachers. But you take off to your mind, I want to become a teacher. Teaching is very difficult, in the shala, I am teaching, I am helping. But nobody is no. But I don't want to hurt the students. Okay, let us see few asanas.
How are you able to keep watching so many students all at once?
No, I know. First time he is doing whatever he is doing, I know. The next time I want to correct it. Why you did not this one? But so many years I am teaching like that. That is not. I am easy to focus everybody.
So it just comes. It's probably like yoga. It just gets easier when you do it a bunch.
My father likes so much for me. Last moment when he passed that day, he want to catch my hand and finish. Maybe making big eyes, then finish.
Wow. And you were there right at the very
end? You see my father room, my bed and my father bed. 2.5 years. I have never sleep long time. I watch my father all the time.
Wow.
Yeah. When I'm hospital, my father is going to hospital. The whole night I'm sleeping there. Then I come back early morning. Then teaching. Then I take my bath. I going. Then I stay long time. When I come eat, then you go back again. 2.5 years doing like that.
How do you find time for your own personal practice with so much, whether you're taking care of your family or you're teaching?
But at that time, I am not practicing. I have no time.
Mm-hmm.
I come to teaching, then I go hurry to. I want to my father. In the hospital, nobody wants to keep the food. My father, he doesn't like. When I am going, I feed the food.
Yeah.
So I come hurry, finish practice. I come to hurry, take bath, and immediately I go in there. I give the breakfast, everything. Then I come back again. Then I take little food. Whole day. One of my cousins, she is very good. She's all the time stay with me. Broken my leg.
Oh.
Yeah, I say 3-4 years. No, here and here.
Oh.
2 times broken my leg. So I put the rods inside. Then 3 years back, remove that one. 4-5 years rod in my leg.
So did you still teach while you were healing?
I going to with my father. That time I put a bandage. I going to London, New York, everywhere.
You were still traveling while your leg was broken?
Yeah. Then I put the bandage. I go with my father.
And he was still traveling when he was in his 90s?
Yeah.
And now you do a lot of traveling.
I do a lot of traveling. My father is almost in 2020. My mother is 15 times is going to America with my father.
Wow.
Yeah. So after my father passed, now again I'm starting my journey. I teaching. Before I'm here in main shala, my father and me, my son, he's 3 people is teaching. Then after my son is doing other starting shala, so 7:30, 8 o'clock he's left the shala. So my father alone, so many students. Then I come back with my father. I together teaching. Then after finish our Guruji's my father class, then bring to my students.
So for a long time you helped your father and you taught your own.
And start my students.
Wow.
Then my father also helping.
Your father helped you with
call
yours?
one of our students also. Come. He said he's also helping.
Oh.
Then after my father passed, then I want to Sharat and together is teaching. But then our student is standing long time. I don't want to do like that. Then last year I am separate. Then before last year I teaching here. Then I come back join here also. I do it. But now I decided I have enough of my student. I want to come to here. Then last year I do separate. I don't want to come inshallah. Actually, this is not our place. This is my place. My father gave all the house.
Wow. So was your father more the one that encouraged Sharath to teach, or were you the one that encouraged?
No. Not like that. But but actually he's not Sharath's student, not my student. But all together. Want to do all together,
But when Sharath decided to teach, was that more something that you encouraged him to do, or did he decide that completely on his own?
I come to here. I'm teaching with Sharath also. So 5-6 years I'm teaching. 4 years I'm teaching with Sharath. I finish my class, I come to here. But my student is take long time, sitting outside. That is after I'm teaching, the time is over. But I'm get up very early. So I can decide it. I want to do teach here and there. Enough my student, how many students is coming, I'm very happy. Then I decided I'm not coming now here. I am not teaching with Sharath.
Wow. So it sounds like in your family, you never felt pressure from your father to carry on his work. And it sounds like you never pressured Sharath to carry on the work either. It sounds like something that you wanted to do.
No, I'm not doing. What father give the restriction for me, I can do like that. But I'm not pressure to Sharath. He's whatever he do it, no problem.
Well, that's also, I'm sure, why this place feels so rich, because there's a heritage, but it was something that each of you generations you chose yourselves. There was no pressure.
No pressure.
Oh, what a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's such a gift to the world. I wish, I'm sure you know how much of an impact you've had on yoga. And in America, I live in America, so I can speak for us. But
when you practice yoga, people, you're no jealous. No jealous,
No.
So whatever he want to do, he do it. Whatever do me, I do it.
So what is it about the system that he created that you specifically, why did you decide that you want to carry on that specific sequence of asanas?
Yeah, that is already he's doing asanas Krishnamacharya. I am not doing. That is my Guruji's guru is doing all specific, the making design one by one. You will learn like that only.
So you just always really liked that system and wanted to carry that as well.
Yeah.
What a beautiful thing.
Following that one. My father also is not changing. What his guru is teaching, he is also same following. What my father teaching, I am same following like that. No changing there.
And now I don't think it will change. You've made you've left such a legacy, all of you together. I don't think it's going to change. Yeah. Well, what's a life lesson that you've learned?
So many.
I know, there are so many.
So many.
What's
sometimes, before marriage, everybody is making marriage. Then I want to marry. He's so humbled. I want to marry. Then after marriage, I don't want to marry. My life only for me. Teaching yoga, practicing yoga, thinking like that. After 2 children have coming, I'm very lovely children, but I am very sad. I want to take care of nicely my children. So many things I'm learning.
It sounds like you've been caught in between what your heart wants to do and giving to other people, and then what people want you to do.
I think he's get opportunities practicing Ashtanga. He's get so many benefit. But I'm not talking. The talking is very less, The yoga always, every day, every week you talk. That is not important. Practically 99% you want to practice, go practically. You want %. My father always telling 99% is practice, 1% is theory. If you want, you can go. So many books in yoga books. You can read that books. Your knowledge is improving. Read that books.
But you won't.
Speech is long, is boring everybody. What is necessary, you want to speech like that. Unnecessary speaking is no good.
That's very wise. That's very wise. I need to take some hints from that.
Conference clubs. What is the conference? No, same question, same answer. But you want to limit it. 1 week to 1 month once, like that. Now is do more practically. Then get benefit lot of.
What's your mission statement as a guru and a master of yoga?
Guru means you want to accept. I'm teaching now, you like. My teaching is good. Then you like. So then you are, he is my guru, he is teaching. Any you can, your mother, father, but anybody is starting ABCD. So anything he are teaching, that is all guru. All guru. First guru is mother. Guru is mother. No, mother is very great. Very great. You want to do namaskara, first mother. After father. After guru. Atiti devo, matru devo bhava. Matru means mother. Pitru devo bhava. Next is father. Atiti devo, guru devo, guru. Next what he is teaching, the guru. Guru teaching so many different type of gurus, Next is coming the peoples, relatives, everybody is come to home. That is fourth. The making division like that.
So is that something that you decided?
You want to expect, he decided, he is my guru. What he say, you want to accept. But he has I'm not telling correct. You want to ask the question. That is a student want to do like that, no problem. Then that's why I'm telling. Guru means you go so many places, you are teaching, you do many yogasana classes, you practicing, but you go everywhere. You go to Shivananda class, you go to BK Singer class, you go other class, so many classes. But why should you take sample everything? You take sample. Everywhere you go, finally, what you like, you make start there. You follow that one only.
Yes.
It's not changing after. But I am telling something. But other place is telling something. But you are confusing. What is the right, what is the correct? You don't know that one. I am writing correct or no. Oh, she's telling like that. Other people is telling like that. You don't want to confusing.
Do you think there's value to trying it from different perspectives?
First, different perspective practice. Then last, whatever you like. You like BK Sengar, you go there, following there only. Want to go Shivananda Ashrama? You go like that. There only you can practice. Whatever like, then you go, you accept that Guru. But you want to read every books, no problem. You see the books, practice, no good. See the video, practice, that is no good. When you come to the shala, that so many making mistake. I do so many things correct, but he do same like that. But so many years he's practicing like that. Only knowledge. You want to read the book, you get a knowledge. I graduated from in yoga. Krishnamacharya, he's taken the examination for me.
Really?
I have exam. I take 2 exams from Krishnamacharya. My father is Guru. My Guru is taken exam.
So what would be, if someone can't come to India to study, if someone is in the United States or in Germany, somewhere else in the world, and they can't come to India to study with you, what would be a good place for them to start learning Ashtanga?
Beginning.
Just go to, suggest
you
they
go
find a studio?
anywhere. When you come to put the carpet in my room, you start beginning. How I am teaching, you want to do like that. You forget all the things.
Do you think it's better to go to a shala and learn, or to start on your own?
Shala is good.
Yeah.
Always you come study in shala, you can't do in your home like that.
Yeah. That's what I found.
You want to need a teacher. You have practice, you need a teacher.
Can you give them a yoga tip? Just something that they can start to practice today for their asanas?
You want to peace of mind.
Peace of mind.
You want to peace. You want to take your mind is clear. You want to mind clear, you want to practice yoga. Okay, first time, few days you cannot, nothing happened to you. Then finally every day you can practice. You are changing everything.
So to encourage them that if you keep going, that your mind will get clear.
Yeah, you keep going. That is very important.
That's one of the biggest things that yoga has given me.
Food also. You take your food also, everything. Your vegetarian is very, very good from the yoga practitioner. No, non-vegetarian is not. You less the fat. You want to lose the fats. So whatever eating in a non-vegetarian is become a fat. That is very rich food. No, when you practitioner, you take satvika ahar.
That's a whole other branch of study, but I've definitely found that the food that I eat has an effect on how clear my mind is and how much I can focus on yoga, and not just in my asana, but living yoga in all areas of life.
Everybody says, I want to live food, I want to become a thing. No, that is not good way. You can eat, but you want to more eat, but you don't take like that. You stop it. You eat everything, but you want to little bit less food. You want to early morning is best yoga practice. but empty stomach. That time is best.
So you're
Evening you want to practice 5 hours gap.
between your
Your
food?
lunch and practice 5 hours lunch break.
Wow. So
Otherwise
you're,
you can't do.
so you're saying that it's the best diet is a vegetarian one that is not too much food. Make sure you just don't eat too much food.
Yeah. But after practice, he doesn't want to do so much food. Limited is enough.
So after you've been practicing yoga a while, you don't want as much food. Is that what you're saying?
But somebody wants to come slim, Oh, I want to do diet, this thing. You make so much diet, it's coming disease.
I completely agree with that. So limited
Certain
eating.
age. Now, young age is no problem. You digest very correctly. You are so many working, so many doing, nothing happened. The young age is no problem. Certain age, after 40, 45, like that. Now, that time, you want to little bit control your food.
That's very wise.
Yeah, I am 73 years. I can't eat from 14, 15 years ago. Boy, people's like that. I can't eat now. Now 73 years ago, how much limit I want, I live. I take just little bit rice and more lunch, buttermilk. That time you want to make cool. You want to drink everyday banana and then buttermilk. Then coconut. That is all making cool. You need a oil bath, any oil. You head to bottom to head.
So you're suggesting eat less food and then also do an oil bath.
Yeah, oil bath every weekly once. You need a oil on the body. Then you pure ghee, cow ghee. You can give that cow ghee 1 spoon or 2 spoons every day. But that is bone.
Ghee is for the bones.
Ghee is making bone. What you know, how to clock do the every year once you putting the oil, everything is making.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is you need a bone. Everything you want to need in body, but limit.
So choose your food wisely, but limit it at the same time.
Milk, cow milk. The morning and evening you take 1 glass. That is he going. Now nobody is drinking milk.
Yeah.
So milk is very good. The ghee is very good. 1 or 2 spoon. You are eating bread or anything. You can put the ghee.
So milk, ghee, vegetarian food.
Vegetarian food.
So dal would be another thing that you suggest. Rice.
Rice is very good. Chapati is very good. Ragi is very, very good.
Yes, ragi is delicious.
Ragi is very, very good.
For our listeners, ragi is a grain that they get out here that you can make. It's mostly in bread.
Making
They make
roti
pancakes.
or making ball.
Yes.
Ragi ball or dosa. So many things you want to do.
It's delicious. And nutritious.
Nutrition so much in ragi.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Well, Saraswathi, thank you so much for your time. This has been lovely and fascinating to hear so much history of such people that we're familiar with the names, but to hear the history behind it. So we are so very grateful to you.
You want
and
a
I
coffee?
I would love one. Thank you. Yeah.
Water also, you take 45 minutes before you want to drink water. When you're eating time, you not necessarily eat, you drink juice or something. That is good.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So that way you've got energy for yoga, but you don't have food in your stomach.
Yeah.
That's a great
Eating
idea.
time you take juice, something is good.
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಳೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ
ಹೌದಾ?
That's all for the Yoga Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review in iTunes and visit theyogapodcast.com for more interviews. Until next time, keep it real.